All right, let's test your glute medius TFL core coordination and how well you are shifting your weight over onto one leg. So in order to have a really great weight shift, think about walking, running, anything where you have that good single leg stance. And you want that to come from a place that doesn't irritate your IT band or cause what feels like hip bursitis or piriformis issues, then you need a lot of stability through your glute medius as well as your abdominal wall, controlling the movement at your pelvis. So I want you to back up to a wall, and I want you to barely touch the wall for me. So you're just gonna use the wall kind of as a little reference or feedback. Move your feet close together, okay? This is gonna help with your balance because what we're gonna do is lift a leg and put it back down, and then lift your other leg and put it back down. Now what we are feeling for here is how you have a little bit of weight you need to shift because you need to shift into that hip. But then what happens when you do that movement? When you shift over and lift, do you want to fall when you do it? Do you go to lift that foot up? Do you need to lean a lot? Or do you feel like you're falling in that direction? So what that tells us is if you can't pick your foot up well, A, either you had to shift too far over, or B, we've got some glute medius weakness. We've got an inability to fully internally rotate that side of your pelvis so that you can get into that position to where you can utilize lower abs for a stabilizing effect. Glute medius. The other thing we want to look at is how much is that TFL kicking in? So do you feel like as you go to lift, your pelvis spills forward and you feel a lot of TFL activation to hold you? And if so, do you have any IT band pain, any outer hip pain, any SI joint pain, things like that? Also, what's happening in the middle? Do you get glute gripping? Do you get deep hip rotator tightness? Or are you able to hold with this glute medius? So give this a test and see what you feel. How much do you lean? How much do you shift? Does your hip drop at all? What takes over when you're holding? Like, do you feel a nice glute medius and abs kick in, like woohoo? Or do you feel TFL, pelvis spilling forward, maybe gripping in your piriformis, maybe pain down your knee? So what do you feel when you go to do this test, and how does it feel? Take a look at your feet. When you go to lift, do your outside toes wing up? Does your big toe stay grounded on the ground? Do you have any arch control? So what's happening at your feet as well? And how are they responding to this movement? All right, so give it a try and see what you find.